we're away.
Well, Brad, how do you react to that?
I suppose I think pride is the overwhelming sort of emotion. Just proud of the players' effort. I thought we gave that, for the whole game. The game wasn't necessarily going our way, various stages. The Fremantle, they're going well. I think they're a very good side. They've got a lot of capability, and they pose a lot of threats. And it really felt like a game of, as it often is in modern footy, momentum and who could get a hold of the momentum. And but the thing I was probably most pleased with is that we gave good effort, put ourselves in the contest, but found ourselves behind on the scoreboard. So the ability to stay focused on what we were doing and persist right till the last minute or second was the most pleasing part tonight.
Brad, you talked about handling the pressure and performing in those moments. Well, there's your perfect example of actually delivering on what you
and it's not. Would you choose to sort of lose close games to learn lessons? Of course you wouldn't. But the unfortunate reality is you do learn more from them, because when you win the tight ones and whether you get away with it, from an opposition mistake or something like that, then it can paper over the cracks. But when I was up front with the players, and the public last week. I mean, we had pressure on us, and what you've got to understand is that if you want to play at the pointy end of the season against the best teams, there's going to be pressure on you. And if there wasn't any pressure, and if it didn't mean anything, you wouldn't do it, because you just couldn't be bothered. You go do something else. So dealing with the pressure is just the reality of the competition, and we didn't handle it when we were under pressure. But again, it's not what happens, it's how you respond. And we've been really frustrated the last couple of weeks. We've been giving ourselves opportunity, but not being able to take the moments. And even today, I mean, we had some really good moments. We had some average moments, but the fight was there right till the end, which is what all of our supporters want to see. I think we are under no illusions that our supporters want to be proud of their footy club, and we're working every minute of every day to achieve that for them.
Dylan Shiel's had a really rough couple of years, but really, when those moments you're talking about, especially late, he seemed to just be the guy that just let's turn this thing around, didn't he?
Yeah, his contest work, stoppage work. I think it's it's a great for Shiel when a lot of our genuine sort of inside midfielders who have been the mainstay across the course of this year are saying to him during the last quarter, mate, you're the one here. Like, you're the one we're going to target, and Shiel delivered. I thought he was really important, and he needed a rest, and we didn't want to take him off, but no, he was really important late.
Given everything that's been going on with the losses and pressure and stuff, when they got out to 25 points up, start of last quarter, it would have been so easy for everyone to just go, oh no, it's going to happen again. Why did you think they were able to focus at that point and get themselves back into the contest and dominate from there?
Oh, well, I mean, it doesn't guarantee anything, but it's about, showing fight all the way through. And if the result had gone against us, but we'd fought, I still consider it a step forward. I mean, we do, obviously focus on the outcome of the game, but we work really hard on it. Just regardless of the state of the game, keep playing consistent footy, because it's what holds up when the pressure really comes, when it's tight, and the ability to be able to play each contest and not be worried about the last one you lost or the last contest you lost, or a drop mark here or there. We do a lot of work on that. It doesn't guarantee anything, but in those moments you can certainly get much better when you can prevail when the pressure's on you.
You mentioned learning from pressure moments. A couple of weeks ago, Zach was in a very similar situation against Adelaide. He had the centre clearance and might not have made the right decision, but today he makes the perfect decision to get off the semi.
Yeah, It's, look, I think he said he was planning on handballing to Sammy and getting it back. By the time he handballed to him, Sammy was gone. So, no, he's a special player, Zach Merritt, and so is Sam Durham. And I've, coached Zach really strongly on certain parts of the game, but decision making isn't one of them. When you've got a guy who makes decisions like he does, you get out of the way.
Brad, how important is it to make the top 8, make the finals this year? As far as the direction the club's heading, what do you think that's going to do for you if you can get there?
I don't really know, but it's some of that's in our control. But I mean, I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but we don't. As soon as we get outcome focused, we take our attention away from where we need to be, and we need to just be really consistent with effort, play a really consistent brand that's going to give ourselves a chance against the best. And I think it's if you fall into finals and you're not ready for it, it can sometimes even be more damaging than being ready. So our focus is just on playing a style that's capable of competing in finals. Whether that means we get the opportunity to do that this year, if we can build that style, it'll hold us in good stead.
Do you think you're ready then? When you say that, it can be more harmful if you're not ready. Are you ready?
No, well, that's yet to be proven. We'll keep taking steps. There's a fair bit to play out this year. I mean, just go back a month ago and it's not because the media take a position. It's just the media are reporting what's happening. But then 3 weeks later, it completely changes. 3 weeks later, it completely changes again. That's not a criticism of the media. The media's just reporting what's happening. But what's happening is it's tight. It's I heard John Longmire say you're a little bit off, you get exposed. I think we've all been saying that all year in one way, shape or form. Do you want to go?
From a coaching perspective, Brad, at half time, did you have a look at the forward line situation? Because it felt like it was a little congested, particularly in the first half, but it seemed to open up in the second half to give Jake and Langford a little bit more space to run into. Therefore, you were able to put scoreboard pressure on.
Yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum. I mean, we had a pretty strong focus on forward 50 pressure today. Fremantle are I think they're playing really good footy. They have an ability to control the ball in their back half, and they have an ability to go at speed, which is the best in the competition at the moment. So we were happy to have the ball in our front half and keep it there for as long as possible. But Fremantle certainly challenged that. Now, as the game goes on, a bit of fatigue sets in, the game opens up, and because Fremantle transitioned the ball so well, we felt that stopping that was going to be hard enough. But if we could stop it, we'd get a look going back the other way, and that's a bit of the way the game was played. Fremantle scored on transition, and so did we.
Brad, how do you feel like this win stacks up? Because there's always so much scrutiny on who you beat, where they are in terms of the pecking order. And we had Justin come in and say that your guys basically beat them well around the ball. Does this feel like a really, really good win in terms of how good Freo are as well?
Yeah, I just rate the footy they're playing at the moment. I rate their players. I think they're well drilled. We knew it was going to be a really big challenge. But it's not. I don't mean to say this flippantly, but it's like every game is hard. I'm just watching the competition at the moment, and it's. I can make a case for everyone at their best.
Much your centre square set up when you can do than what you did today, given that no one else has been able to get near them in the middle of the round for a few weeks at least.
Yeah, Draper, Bryan, no bigger challenge I think than Darcy and Jackson at the moment. Sarong, Brayshaw, you can, they're obviously great players. You see what Hayden Young can do as well. Both in the centre square, but also outside of that. So yeah, it was a big challenge and another step forward. But we're trying to continue to build that. We've got I thought Parrish was really important today. We've got a lot of players that contributed to that outcome, and I think Fremantle are on track for the greatest clearance differential in history, so or something like that. Certainly number one by a mile in the competition at the moment. So it was a good part of the game for us to really compete in there.
Much has been made, obviously, last year, the way the season finished, and it looked like it was heading down that same way this year. From a psychological perspective, to be a top 4 team at this juncture, at a very similar juncture to last year, is that a really important psychological hurdle for the team to sort of get over, I guess?
Yeah, it's a hard one to answer because it's, our players don't stick their head in the sand. I mean, we've got to... But I said last week, and I honestly believe this, that we played last week like, gee, I hope we win, or I hope we don't lose. I mean, and that's just a terrible way to attack your footy. But the pressure of results, impact everyone. And so whether it's, I don't think you're fully... Until you're a really good, consistent team and you've got confidence in your method and your system, and you do it repeatedly under pressure, I think there's always going to be some doubt. But but we've got to overcome that. And look, we will. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But I know that if we get all consumed with outcomes, we won't handle the pressure well.
Brad, you mentioned Nick Bryan. Pretty solid performance.
Yeah.
Formidable, opposition. You subbed him out though. Like, what can you talk us through his game and the decision to sub him out?
Yeah, it was a risk to sub him out. We probably did it when we felt that Draper could, and we had some other backup options as well. But we felt that the game was opening up and run was a priority over the second ruck. So, but I think he was. He's been ready for a long time, and I'm a big believer in, bringing players in, and setting them up to play well and to succeed. And he would have been, no doubt, incredibly frustrated to be sitting there dominating VFL level. But we always talk about just, you don't know when your opportunity is going to come, but be ready for it. And his opportunity came today and he took it. We thought he was great. The reason to sub him out was just to get more run into the game. It was one of the tools, and we felt Draper could ruck the rest of the game.
Did you keep him in spots?
We'll have a look at our upcoming opponent and work through it. I mean, I've been saying for weeks, options is what what we want. And Goldstein goes back to the VFL, and I don't know how many hit-outs he had, but I don't think he lost any. We've got some good depth there. And the other one, just Archie Roberts' debut. Talk about opportunity. We felt he's been ready for a month as well. He just came in and competed like we knew he would. He's a great competitor, Archie, and I was really happy for him tonight.
Brad, Xavier, what's the story with Xavier? He came off late?
Yeah, he's got ice on his hamstring, so I haven't got a report on that. But look, we couldn't put him back on late, so it'll just be the standard scan and get back to you.
Jaden came off, obviously, last on.
Yep.
And just any other injuries?
No other injuries. Jaden just got a knee at the sort of that nasty spot, the top of his hip. So very sore, but he's a warrior. He'll be right.
Thanks, guys.